Hello and welcome to um, the channel. This is Chatting with Sarah over coffee, and I am your host, Sarah. And today we're going to talk about, I suppose, the biggest thing going on at the moment, and that is the Queen, and unfortunately her death, and what that kind of means for me, I suppose. Um, I wouldn't say I would be big into the royals. I'm not that bothered about them, but I don't know, the Queen, it kind of has hit a little bit. You think of her as the nation's grandmother. She's been there, obviously, our whole life. If you're under 70, then you've known nothing other than the Queen. I'm not really a big fan of the actual royals themselves. It doesn't really bother me about them. I don't know if they really should be there or not. But I think it is part of our heritage, so I don't think you should really get rid of them. It's part of being English, and it's or British, and very proud. And unlike previous royals that we've had, I think she was the good one. I think she was a good royal. She changed her ways. She didn't have to, but she did. She learned, and she learned, and she grew from the way she went on through the years. Um, she come across like your grandmother, very caring. Whether or not you don't like the royals, she was still a mother, grandmother, great grandmother, and them have lost a big part of their family. And anyone that's lost any members of family would know what that feels like. So I don't think anyone should be bashing, whether or not you agree with the being royals on a royal thing. I think you should still be respectful and just show some respect to her, and that her family have lost their nan, mother, great grandmother. She got down a fantastic amount of years. She made so many history milestones. She very much kept her spirits up when she could. She seemed to be able to have a laugh with people. You hear all the stories coming out, and she did seem to be able to have a sense of humour. You think that she's got a hard job as well. I know we look at her and we think, oh, she doesn't do a hard day's work. She was working up until 2 days before she died. But other person does that at her age. She was 96 and she was still working, and gladly to work, and wanted to work, and wanted to be doing what she could. She will always be known for centuries as one of the greatest rulers. I don't know if I have much faith in Charles. I'm looking forward to when William comes up. I say he'll be a lot different, and thank God he has the Queen to remember, and he would have witnessed how she wanted, and I hope he takes more of her insights than Charles. From what he seems to at the moment, he just comes across not as friendly, I suppose, and out there as the Queen. As everything now changes. I think that's kind of the big thing now. We've never witnessed a change in the royals, so I think this is all a whole new territory that none of us know what to expect or what's going to happen or how it all works and everything. So I just think at the moment it's a massive learning curve and a lot of changes are coming, and I think that's just the unknown, the unsurety of everything. It just feels massively weird at the moment because you always think the Queen was always going to be there because she has always been there. You had this weird sense that she was never going to not be there. She's been through so much history with everyone, and now she's not going to be there. It is sort of weird. It's sort of like you have lost this sort of like neighbour, I suppose, that's always been there, but you didn't really know much about. And it is a very sad loss, I think, for everybody. But also, I think Charles has some big shoes to fill. And not only that, you then got Liz, the Prime Minister, starting her job as well. So there's two people we've now got to get used to that can change the way the world is for us if they wish. So what would your thoughts be of the royals and what's going to happen for the future? What are your thoughts for the future? Whether or not you agree with the royals, I don't think you can take it away of what they're going through and everything like that. I do think be respectful and show a little bit of human emotion there. It's not just, it doesn't matter what religious or what part of the country you're from, world you're from. Yeah, she was a fantastic woman who did a fantastic job for many years, and she had to put her family life on the back burner to make the royals, the monarchy, number one. And she did, but she found a balance, maybe whether that be wrong or right on the balance that she did, because everyone assumes that because they're royal they have to be this perfect family, and they're really not. They're just human like the rest of us. They've got as much fucked upness in their families than any other family, which I find ironic, I suppose, as when these are supposed to be people that have the perfect family, have everything, and they're just as fucked up as we are, or as well, even more fucked up than normal everyday people. And they would look down their noses on your average Joe, and it's like, but you're more fucked up than the average Joe, your family. And it just is it's crazy to think of it when you sit down and think of it in that way. Just because they've got money and power, they're instantly better than everybody. But in reality, they're not. They are no better than anyone else. Fucked up a little bit more than everyone else. And then you come to the thing as, is money, fame, royalty even worth it if it makes you that fucked up? Because surely most people just want to have a happy, quiet life where you're not really worrying about where your bills are coming from, how your bills are getting paid, and just go home and have a nice, quiet life. And that's these people should. They should, because they have that all there. And yet they go cheating on their partners with anyone that will have them, do drugs, do everything that they would frown upon the average person doing. And she's had to face all that. The Queen, she's had to face all her kids messing up the whole time. And she's had to put a brave face on, and she's had to go out there and she's had to front it. So I do think the Queen's done a lot in the scheme of things. I think she has to put up with a lot. She's had to put up with an awful lot. But I suppose I'll leave that now, because that's my 2 cents on it. You can agree, you cannot agree. That's completely fine. I'd like to know, though, what is your opinions on it? What is your opinions on the royals and the Queen? And we will catch you on the next show. Bye.